ask Francesca. She thinks I'm terrible.
Really?
Yeah, we don't talk. We had like lawyers go back and forth, like cease and desist. Like it was kind of crazy. But honestly, like I've been thinking about it a lot, like the past week. For some reason, she's been in my mind like every single day. And I was just thinking it back, like I'm reflecting, because it's like coming up like a year since the show aired, and like just thinking about like how good that feeling was to have her and like have that person, and how love was. And now I realize like I'm starting to tap more into my spiritual side of not only being in the bedroom but around my house. Like I bought a whole bunch of all-grown pyramids. I'm laying in the sun, like I'm manifesting.
You do look quite tanned.
Really?
Yes.
I'm usually like red and like nervous. But yeah, I don't know. It really just pushed me towards that, taking that next step and like maturing as a human, because I knew like at that point in time I was such a little boy, and like just I don't know why this turned into a therapy session.
No, I'm curious though. Like, I guess, so how did it go from I was a fuckboy, I went on the show, it taught me the importance and the value of giving my all to somebody, and how awesome that could make my life, and how I could make someone else's life awesome. Yeah. And then now I have a cease and desist towards this person who I experienced those feelings with.
It's bizarre. Like it is actually
because I thought about that for all of you, because you, in one way, you had this experience that I think was genuine. And I spoke with Chloe afterwards and with Rhonda afterwards, and I genuinely felt like everybody got something. And even just how Chloe has rebranded herself now to being this like female empowerment person who's all about protecting your yoni and being...
It's gorgeous.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, you're put in this position now where I'm sure you've gotten more punani thrown at you than ever before in your life.
It's crazy.
It was weird because it's like they reformed you and then we're like, and now have the world of options because you're famous and access is yours.
It's bizarre. So once I finished filming the show and things didn't end well with Francesca, I first moved to LA. I went celibate for 4.5 months. Like I was so focused on, number one, my mind wasn't right. Like I just wanted to drink and get fucked up, and like I just wasn't myself, and I wasn't looking good, and I wasn't feeling good because I was very like torn about what was going on. There was like a whole bunch of like family stuff as well. So I took that 4.5 months to, number one, focus on business, focus on getting myself right, and then getting my body right. And then at that point, I texted Francesca again. I'm like, hey, like I would love to see you. But it was just so horrible after the breakup the first time that when I saw her again, I don't know, like I just didn't have that feeling in my stomach. And I was like, maybe I need to take a moment to try and rebuild this or try and like work hard to like make it happen. But it wasn't coming back because I was so damaged. But I don't know what, I don't know how that all came about. Like, I don't know how that feeling like left, or I think we're just, the relationship was just very toxic, and we're both like very, very stubborn. But fast forward, you're right.
Was the relationship toxic, or there was a toxic season? Because it sounds like you guys had this beautiful connection at one point that brought out the best in you.
I think it was the right person, wrong time. In all honesty, like looking at myself back on the show, like I was very like immature and like giddy and like a child, and now like, I was 21, I think, and now I'm like about to turn 24.
Big man things, eh?
I'm growing up, like I'm doing my thing, and it's very interesting seeing like the type of people's reaction, especially, you know, like women or men towards like some sort of like fame or like following, and how they, you know, like instantly want to like throw their bodies at you or like be a part of that. Like now I've been really like monitoring like who I let in my life, because the last girl I was seeing, she came with like so much luggage, like her ex put $500,000 on her head to like have her place like ran through by like robbers and stuff like that. And that for me, How could
you say that sentence just clean?
Yeah.
As if that's not really, really loaded.